Hi guys, welcome to my channel. How you guys doing? So today we are going to be making a bubu kaftan, this style that is showing on the video. So that's what we are going to be making. So to make this style, you are going to be needing at least 4 yards of fabric. That's what you are going to be using to make this this bubu. And the reason why you need 4 yards is so that you can get your desired length, whether you're a tall person or a short person. So you need at least 4 yards so that you won't have to be joining. So that's why you need 4 yards. So the next thing we're going to be doing is that you're going to be folding your fabric into 4. You're going to be folding your fabric into 4. So as you can see, my fabric is folded into 4, and I'm going to be showing you the way I folded it. So look the way I'm doing it with the paper. So assuming this is your by 45, so that's your by 45, then this longer part, then the longer part is your length. So it's probably like 4 yards, 3 yards, you understand? So you have your by 45, then your yards. So for me it's 4 yards. So by the time you fold into 2, it means you are folding 2 yards. I hope you understand. So like the 4 yards, you are folding it into 2 this way. So when you do that, then you fold again, just exactly the way I'm doing it. I hope you understand what I just said. So let me repeat what I said. So this is your by 45, that's your by 45. Then your length is the 60. That's the full length of the yards of fabric you're using, like 4 yards. So you fold it and you fold it again. I hope you understand, just the way I did it before. So the next thing we are going to be doing is that we are going to be taking our neck measurements. So for me, the neck measurement I'm working with is 3 by 3. So this 3 by 3 works for everybody. So first I'm going to be taking my back neckline first before I take that of the front neckline. So I'm taking 3 by 3 by 1 inches. So 3 by 3 by 1.5, 3 by 3 by 1.5. So the next thing I'm going to be taking the desired length I want. So you can measure yourself. So to measure yourself is going to be from the nape of your neck, like from the middle of your neck straight down to your sleeve. Then you measure the length you want. So for me, the length I wanted is 18. So I'm going to be adding 1.5 inches. That 1.5 inches is for me to turn the sleeve inside, you understand, just to have a folded edge. So that's why I'm adding 1.5 inches. So the next thing is that I'm going to be going down by 1 inches, which is for my shoulder slope. You know the regular way we do the shoulder slope. So for this bubu too, I'm going to be taking 1 inches for my shoulder slope, and I'll be connecting it back to my neckline. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing my opening, like this, the sleeve opening, how wide I want the sleeve to be. So for me, I'm working with 11.5 inches. So actually it's going to be 11 inches. I'm using that half inches to do the joining. I hope you understand. I did not know my camera was not showing what I was saying, so but just opening between your sleeves, that's where I inserted the 11.5. So and I'm going to be trying to connect it into a straight line. I hope you understand, just into a straight line. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking the largest part of my body circumference, which is my hip. So to make a kaftan, you usually use the largest part of your body. So for me is my hip. So the hip is going to be divided by 4. So the hip I'm working with is 40 inches. So I'm going to be dividing that hip by 4, giving me 10 inches. And I'm going to be adding 3 inches for allowance. And I'm going to also be adding 1 inches for the sewing allowance. I hope you understand. So the 3 inches is for the bubu allowance, that's the freeness of the bubu. Then the 1 inches is for joining the bubus together. I hope you understand. So making it 14 inches. So I'm going to be marking my 14 inches here, marking my 14 inches all around, down to the full length of the dress I'm making. So now I'm going to be connecting these 14 inches and making a straight line. I hope you understand. I'm making a straight line that way. So now around the sleeve inches where I placed my 11 inches, I'm also going to be placing my 14 inches so that the line is going to be straight. I hope you understand. So like straight to that 11 inches, I'm going to be placing my 14 inches. Then I'm going to be connecting that 14 inches to my sleeve. So after I've connected it, then I'm going to be making a curve, just the way I used my hand to demonstrate. So I'm just going to be using the chalk to make that curve. Yes, so that is just it. So after I make the curve, so I'm just going to be cutting this out. So before I cut it out, I'm just going to be replacing my 14 inches measurements. I'm just going to be replacing it down. So before replacing it, the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking my pocket measurement. So to take the pocket measurement is the pocket measurement I'm working with, I want it to be around 18 inches. So for a normal person, 18 inches just works for anybody. So 18 inches is fine. You place your pocket points at 18 inches, then the opening is going to be around 7 inches. Then I'm going to be chalking. I chalked it out, and that is it. So the next thing is I'm going to be cutting out my bubble. So please don't forget to take the full measurement of the person you are working with.
The shoulder. You can cut out half so that you leave half inches to join it together.
So that's it. So on the shoulder slope, I'm not going to be cutting out the whole 1 inches. I'm going to be cutting out half inches from the 1 inch slope. So that half inches is going to be for the joining. I hope you understand.
So for the neckline for the front, I'm working with, before you open it up, please mark your neckline for your front, so that you'll be sure of what you're doing. So before I open it up, for the neckline for the front is going to be 9 inches. So this is around 9 inches. So on this 9 inch now, we are going to be going in by 1 inches. You can see the way I connected them. So now I'm going to be opening this up first. So now for that style, you notice that there's a part that is a bit wider than the other part. So let's work on the part that is a bit wider. So what I'm going to be doing is that from this neckline here, I'm going to be coming out again by 2 inches. By 2 inches this way. So I'm going to be notching this for both the front and the back. So for the neckline for the front, so you'll be connecting from this 2 inches point, you'll be connecting it back into your neckline. So you'll be connecting it this way. So it's more like making one part of the neckline wider. Hope you understand.
So for the neckline for the front, you fold back your fabric, then you cut it out. So I'm just trying to chalk it out again, then I'm cutting it out. So now I'm going to be opening up my front. Then the same thing I did for the back, that I tried to extend one part of the neckline, I'm also going to be doing it for the front. So that's what I'm going to be doing. You know that I've chalked, or I've notched out a part of the neck. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm trying to open up my fabric right now, then I'm going to be connecting it. Just look at the way I'm going to be doing it. So now from the neckline, like from that place where I marked 1 inches, remember, so I'm going to be marking 2 inches on the side. You know that we notched out 2 inches, so it has to be 2 inches. So I'm going to be connecting it straight. So like I marked 2 inches on the neck. I hope you understand. Just the way I did it, I marked 2 inches. So I'm going to be connecting down my point to the chalked point. That is the notched one up to the chalk one down. So I'm going to be connecting it now and show you. So I'll connect it and I'm going to be cutting it out.
So this way, I'm going to be connecting it to these 2 inches. I hope you can see what I did. So this way. I'm also going to be cutting this out. So on this part now, underneath this part, I'm going to be marking half inches. Now what that half inches is going to do for me is that when I'm sewing, it's going to help me to stop exactly at before the half inches that I'm drawing. help me control my sewing. So now I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and join my sides together. Then I'll come back and show you. So I'm going to be placing the front and the back together and join.
So guys, I went ahead to cut a red fabric of 3.5 inches on fold, so making it 7 inches, but when it's on fold it's 3.5 inches. I added interfacing and I cut it out. So guys, I've joined the shoulder parts for the front and the back. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be measuring all around the neck, like just to get the exact measurements for my neck. So now when I finished measuring, I had 35, around 35. Then the fabric I cut out, that's the red one, it was more than 35. So that by the time I'm done, I'm going to have enough and I'm not going to be having shortage of fabric. So I hope you understand. So you measure all around the neck of your dress when you are done, just the way I did it. So you're not going to be measuring, just look at the way I'm doing it, exactly the way I did it. That's how you're going to be measuring for your entire neckline. So I hope you understand. So for the neckline, after I was done measuring and cutting out my red fabric, so I took it to the sewing machine and sewed it all round on the neck of the fabric. So I hope you understand. So you just look at the way I sewed it. So it was all round, and I whipped some the rough edges so that it's not going to be looking rough inside. And so when I was sewing, I made sure that I stopped before the half inches that I marked when I was cutting it. I hope you remember. So now underneath my neckline, I'm going to be marking just the way I'm doing it. I'm going to be making like a little cut. It's not, so make sure that whatsoever cut you are making is not up to the half inches that we did. So make sure it's not up to the half inches that we did. And so you now tuck in your red fabric just exactly the way I'm doing it. So I hope you watch this part as slowly as possible so that you can get it. Then you fold in that half inches just to make it neat. I wish I could zoom the camera so that you could get what I'm trying to say. So you can see that it's now relaxed. So guys, I think when I was making the videos of these dresses, I missed some of the clips were missing. So please, there's something I need to explain that is very important. So remember that the neckline that we're making, that a part of it was longer and a part of it was shorter. So for that part that was shorter, which was, it was shortened by like 1 inches, I think like 1.5 inches. So what I did was that the red fabric I cut out, I folded it into two, got the middle point, then at one side of the fabric I placed the 1.5 inches and connected it back to the middle of the fabric in a slanted way. Maybe I'll probably make a video that will make you guys understand again. So I did it that way. So when I was done, that was when I now attached it around the neckline. I hope you understand. So after I was done, I went ahead to join the sides and to do any type of design I want in front of the boo-boo. And so that was the design I made, and that was it. So I'm very, very sorry that I missed the most important part of this clip. Probably I'm going to be making a short video. Maybe when I have another order of this type of boo-boo, I'll make it again, and especially that part. So if you don't know how to join your boo-boo and attach your pocket, I have another video of boo-boo on my channel that you can check out and make it. I hope you understand. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye.